Okay, I've never done a Facebook Live video before, but I'm at Ocean Beach in San Francisco right now, and I hope you can hear me well. I just got done doing a grounding meditation, and I realized that it's something that's really important that not a lot of people know about, not a lot of people do, but it's something that will kind of keep you essentially grounded and kind of connected and centered throughout the day, regardless of what's going on around you. And it's definitely helped me maintain my headspace and just feel healthy overall mentally throughout the day. It's also helped me kind of keep a cooler head and not be so reactive to things that are happening around me. So first of all, this is my view right now. If I can. So you don't have to be at the beach, obviously, to do this. You can do this anywhere. I do this usually on my floor in my bedroom. But something that a good friend of mine taught me recently, Diana Marie actually taught me, was a really good way to kind of clear your mental space is to do what I call a 7 count. So I breathe in for 7 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then breathe out for 7 seconds. And I do that 7 times. 7 can sometimes be difficult to start with if you're not used to taking such deep breaths or holding your breath for so long. So you can also do it in counts of 4. Essentially, any type of count will work. It's mostly just evening out the space between inhaling and exhaling and kind of clearing your mind a little bit. So a lot of times people will ask me, how do you keep a clear mind during meditation? And you don't have to. The point isn't to not think about anything. The point is to kind of get connected with your mental state. A lot of people don't have any connection with their mental state ever. They don't ever realize that it's something that's important. So just breathing deep and kind of looking inward will definitely help you obtain that, that kind of centered space. So another thing that I do when I'm grounding after I've done my 7 count is I do a lot of imagination work. So I imagine that I have roots growing out of the base of my tailbone, and I push them all the way down into the earth. So you can do this however works best for you. It's a lot about your imagination and what makes you comfortable. So what I do is, it probably takes me about 10 breaths to get my roots all the way down to the center of the earth. And during that time, I take into account, what does the dirt smell like? What does it taste like? What would it feel like? What's the temperature? I really try to be my roots, not just have them, but be them, and let them be an extension of myself. So once I get down to the center of the earth in my imagination, I wrap my roots around what I imagine to be the core of the earth, which is fiery and warm, and usually a lot of red light, red energy. So once I reach the center of the earth, I start to pull in the earth energy with each inhale. So I'll slowly drag this red, warm energy up through my roots, up through my tailbone, down into my legs, up into the trunk of my body, to my heart, through my arms, and then up into my head. Once I have that energy all inside of me, I can always feel it, then I'll start to use my imagination to extend branches from the top of my head up to the sky. And so I just imagine that I have these beautiful branches, and as they're reaching up towards the sun, I try to imagine what the air feels like, the temperature of that. I try to see how high I can go, if I can get above the clouds. Some days I have a more difficult time. And then once I feel like my branches have, reached the greatest height, I start to pull in the sky energy, which is usually a white light for me, but sometimes the color changes. So then I can bring in this, with each inhale, I bring in this white light into my body, similarly to the earth energy, except the opposite, starting at my head and bringing it all the way down into my core and through my legs. Once I feel that my roots and my branches have been extended, I will kind of do my 7 count breathing again. But during this one, I will, breathe in my earth energy from the ground, hold it inside of my core, which is where I hold my fire. My fire is held in my diaphragm. So I will hold the earth energy there for a count of 7. And then on my exhale, I will exhale that earth energy up through my branches and out into the sky for a count of 7. And then on my next breath in, I breathe in the sky energy for a count of 7, and I hold that in my core. And during the holding, when I hold it for 7 seconds, I imagine that the earth energy and the sky energy are mixing within me, and that I am essentially the bridge between the heaven and earth. And it really helps me feel connected to my surroundings, to the earth, helps me feel grounded. And I'll do this. Sometimes I do it a few times, sometimes I do it for several minutes. So, breathing in from earth, out through the sky, in from sky, out through earth. I'll let those energies mix within me for as long as I need to, for as long as I feel comfortable. And you'll be surprised. I know it's kind of hard for some people to use their imagination in that way, but if you practice it and do it often, you'll be surprised how easy it is, how easy it comes to you. I was actually telling a friend earlier that at this point I can put my roots in the ground with every step that I take. I can take a step while I'm walking, and my roots shoot down into the center of the earth constantly. I'm always connected to the earth. Not always, but often. I'm often grounded, and it's really helped me maintain stability, mental stability throughout the day. Also, after I do my grounding, that's when I find is my best time to essentially meditate. My mind is usually clear at that point. Although today I did have a lot of thoughts traveling through my mind, especially because I'm home in San Francisco for the first time. I'm at my beach for the first time, and I don't even know how long it's been since I've been here, but this is a beach that I've spent a lot of time at when I was younger. So being here caused a lot of thoughts. I can hear seagulls, I can see people playing with their dogs. The surroundings have changed a lot in this area. The beach has started to wash away. The water's a lot higher. So I have all these thoughts in my mind. Plus, of course, you're going to be thinking about other things you might need to be doing, or your daily to-do list, things like that. But don't be hard on yourself if you cannot, clear your headspace. That's not the goal. The goal is just to connect to your headspace, to find your headspace. And over time, it will definitely get easier. So I just wanted to share this with you because, like I said, it's something that's really important to me, something that I have done often since I've learned it, and something that I think will help a lot of people. And then later today also I might actually do that right now. I want to get into a little bit more of my weight loss because I know a lot of people have questions about that. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know.